And next week, on Monday, we're due to start the second phase of our vaccine rollout. That means that you or people in your family may well be getting vaccinated for COVID-19. But in some other countries, the Maldives, Zimbabwe, more people are being vaccinated more quickly than here. There's a new thing. It's called Vaccination Vacation. You go on holiday, you get vaccinated at the same time. Dr. Sonwabile Henana is a tourism lecturer at the Tshwane University of Technology. Dr. Henana, good afternoon to you. How big is this? I imagine the money that someone could make here is huge.
I mean, the demand is high because everybody wants to get this vaccination. So countries that have vaccinated their populations at a faster level are able to offer visitors this vaccination. We arrive in the country, they offer vaccinations. So the world has moved from visas to now vaccination as the new thing. And I mean, already Cuba might also doing it, and also Israel, which has also inoculated a high level of their population. So high levels of inoculations are the means to the end to achieve vaccination tourism.
Look, I mean, it obviously also depends on the size of the country, right? So the Maldives and the Seychelles, which are, I understand, I've never been, are great tourism destinations anyway. Those are the places that can do this.
They can do that. That's because they want to use vaccination as a way of attracting people. It's because people have been so scared of traveling after all those COVID challenges we've had. But immediately when you offer people say, come to my country, when you arrive, I give you a vaccination for free. Then it changes the whole ball game. Remember, tourism is a highly competitive industry, and everybody wants to recover their economies using tourism.
So you would need smaller countries would have a big advantage in doing this, those kind of tourist destinations. It's not going to be cheap, though. I mean, the Maldives is not a cheap place to go.
It's not a cheap place. I think all of us might be going to Zimbabwe because when I looked at the cost, it's not about going to be less than 200 rands if you get vaccinated in Zimbabwe, possibly around the Victoria Falls. So it might be a great opportunity because even in Zimbabwe, they did indicate that the tourism staff within the area have been nearly all vaccinated. So I think it's a great story to tell about the rejuvenation of tourism in Zimbabwe. And the question is, why we're not jumping on the bandwagon?
Can you imagine what would happen if we were to give vaccine doses to rich foreigners rather than poor South Africans? I would think there would be a huge fight.
There's a way to do it. People have been coming to South Africa from foreign countries using our excellent private healthcare system to do procedures, and it's never been a challenge. So now the springboard to do that is to use the private healthcare system to do this. But again, government doesn't want the private healthcare service to provide this, doesn't want the medical aid to do this, so it's an impediment. In as much as we want our economy to recover, but tourism can recover at a faster rate, and then this can have vertical and horizontal linkages with the entire value chains in the economy. So it's an opportunity missed.
Does it matter on the type of tourism? Let me explain what I mean. If you go to the Maldives, I don't know why, but I can't get it out of my head today. But if you go to the Maldives, you're probably going to stay in roughly the same place. You're going to use the same beach every day, in the morning and the afternoon. You're going to use the same pool. You're going to stay with your family, or whatever it is. If you come to South Africa, you don't generally come from Europe or America to South Africa to do one thing. You want to go to the Kruger National Park. You want to go to Cape Town. Why Cape Town? I can't understand. You want to go to Durban, whatever it is. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to use a 2-dose vaccine, like the Pfizer vaccine, that actually makes it a bit more complicated for us than it would in the Maldives, right?
Yes, because in our situation, obviously, it requires a single dose. Remember, Maldives is a smaller island. We're a bigger country, and our attractions are geographically spread around. So, to be honest, if we can get a single dose, get government to say, we are willing to allow the private sector to inoculate, starting from the mines, because the mines are ready to inoculate their members, the medical aids, and allow the private healthcare industry to procure and also sell and attract these medical tourists that come for vaccination. We would be hitting 2 stones at the right time, and also building the competence within the private healthcare system.
There's a closing window here, isn't there? Because the countries that rich tourists come from, China, the European Union, I'm going to put India to one side for a moment, because they've got severe problems.
Yes.
But the European Union, the UK, the US, they're vaccinating more quickly than we could start our vaccination vacation industry.
Unfortunately. But again, Africa would be a great opportunity if South Africa sprang on that. And Zimbabwe is going to be once again a leader, leading South Africa on this, which is quite very, very unfortunate. And remember, South Africa's got a world-class private healthcare system. We could do this easily and attract tourists from all over the world and achieve great economic benefit for our country. But once again, we'll continue lobbying government and say, government, here's an opportunity. If we want economic recovery, this private healthcare, people will come and pay for the vaccine on themselves. There is no cost on the taxpayer, but when they come to our country, they stay in our hotels, they eat our food, they go out to our attractions, so we will benefit unintentionally.
What's really interesting around this is that the whole tourism industry is undergoing a reset, right? So there's sort of tourism trends, I imagine, that, you know, can last. I mean, people have been going to see Buckingham House or Buckingham Palace or whatever it is in London for 50 years, 100 years perhaps. This is an opportunity to upset that kind of trend in quite a quick way. You do the right marketing campaign at the right time with the right unique selling point. You can actually disrupt what have been long-running tourism trends. You know, you could disrupt something that's been going for 50 years and get people who'd go there to come here.
We must obviously provide a unique experience. We are not selling very well our culture. And our communication to the world must stop this thing of once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come to Africa. No. Let's remind people that you can come multiple times and come and consume this great African continent. And remember, they also don't want to come to South Africa because we are far from source markets. So South Africa is at the southern tip of Africa, very, very far. So let us collaborate with our partners within SADC and give these tourists a great experience and a cheap experience without the unnecessary red tape, because tourists hate red tape. They want to come here, enjoy themselves, spend some money, and come back in reminiscence.
Dr. Sonwabile Henana, thanks very much indeed. Great to see you. Tourism lecturer at the Tshwane University of Technology.